have joined me today at the spectacular Barston Lakes to showcase a new rod in the Acolyte commercial range, the F1 and Silverfish feeder rod. I first came here over 20 years ago to fish the Drennan Super League final, and since then it's been a regular venue on my match calendar. The fishing here is spectacular. There's carp to over 30 pounds, bream to 4 pounds, and lots of skimmers. And these kind of venues like Barston are becoming really popular all year round. Not only do they offer brilliant sport of huge weights in the summer, they also produce great weights of silverfish in the winter. The large stocks of F1s and silverfish is why we're here to test this rod out. Like all of the Acolyte range, these rods have been extensively field tested by myself and 5 times world champion Alan Scotthorne to bring you the rod that we think is perfect for these kind of venues. With all the Acolyte range, the F1 and Silverfish is made from high modulus carbon and it's as thin as a pen. But don't be fooled by that, there's still plenty of power where you need it. These rods also have oversized eyes. Add that to the thin diameter of these rods, it makes casting and winding fish back so easy. So with these rods being so thin in diameter, it cuts down the wind disturbance so you can still see those ultra fine bites on the quiver tip. The Acolyte range is the pinnacle of the Drennan rod range. But why choose the Acolyte? Well, they're made from high quality carbon, which gives you the perfect balance of weight and stiffness, which gives you the perfect fish playing action. These rods are so finely balanced, you can actually hold on just on one finger and it balances perfect. These rods come with 3 tips, which are accurately graded as 1/2 ounce, 1 ounce and 1.5 ounce. All of these tips suit the rod perfectly, so it covers every kind of eventuality you might have on these lakes. These soft action tips reduce hook pulls to an absolute minimum. One question that I do get asked is what tip to choose. I quite like using the finest tip that I can get away with, but like the session today, there's been quite a big wind on this lake, and with it being quite shallow, it means that there's quite a bit of tow. So today I've used the 11 foot with a 1.5 ounce tip in and the 10 foot with a 1 ounce tip in. The 10 foot I've been using on a shorter distance, which means there's less tow on your line. These rods have been specifically designed for these kind of waters in mind, where you could catch skimmers, bream, F1s and the odd surprise big carp like we've caught today. The action of these rods is perfect for these kind of mixed fisheries. There's so much reserve power just in case you need to pull a little bit harder if these slightly bigger fish like F1s and carp get close to the net. And in this shallow water like at Barston, they do like to run a little bit, so you've got the power in hand just in case you need it. The power reserve also aids casting slightly larger feeders on days like today where the wind has been swirling around. Today's session, we've seemed to have had 4 seasons in one day. We started off in a t-shirt, we've ended up with our waterproofs on, the wind has been swirling, and the extra power in these rods really does help cast those slightly larger feeders like I've had to use today to get to the distance and to be accurate. So these rods, you can use braided lines or monofilament. Today on the 11 foot, I've been casting at 35 metres. So with me casting that far and there's been a lot of tow on the water, I've chose a braided line because I can see all the delicate indications, which has really helped put more fish in the bag. The 10 foot, I've been using it a shorter line with monofilament in case I encounter one of these bigger fish, which we have done today. So we've come to the end of the session and Barston really hasn't let us down. The fishing has been phenomenal. I've caught bream from 6 ounces to 3 pound, F1s up to 5 pound and a rogue double figure carp. It just goes to show you can have some wonderful fishing at these mixed fisheries, and the Acolyte Commercial F1 and Silverfish is the rod to try. So if you're ever in the Solihull area, come to Barston Lakes. It's got something for everyone.